Wabash-Carnegie Public Library Oral History Program, interviewing Mrs. Arthur J. Marie Fedewa at her home, 634 Bond Street, Wabash, Indiana, Tuesday evening, March 11th, 1975. Okay, the first question I'm going to ask you is when and where you were born.
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Date?
August 19th, 1895.
In other words, this August you'll be 80 years old.
80, exactly.
So we're talking tonight, you're 79 and a half years old.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
What was your father's full name and your mother's full name, including her maiden name?
My father's full name was Henry Herman Brink.
Mother's maiden name?
Her name was Miller, Margaret Miller.
Where were your mother and father born?
Well, my father was born in Germany, I think. I don't know just where.
You know about what year?
No, I'll have to get those pictures out there. Those pictures you get when they lie in corpse.
Yeah.
And look at them.
Okay. Where was your mother born?
She must have been born in Decatur, Indiana.
Why?
I wouldn't know any other place that she was born.
How old were your mother and father, do you think, when you were born?
Oh, gee, I don't know.
How many were in the family? Did you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about them first. Tell me who they were and their names.
Well, Charlie
Okay.
and Joe and Alois. I don't know whether you say Alois or Aloysius.
How do you spell it?
Alois is one way, and the other one is Aloysius, Aloysius. I think it's Aloysius that we call it. And Anne, who else? Joseph.
You mentioned him.
Not Joseph.
No. You mean there was a Joe and a Joseph?
No, Joseph.
Yeah.
I said Charles. Do you want it over again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Charles and Joseph, Aloysius, and Anne, she was the oldest one, and then Alois, did I say that?
Yes.
And me.
Yeah, there were.
And there were Catherine and Roman, but those two, they're deceased, see. Catherine and Roman, they were.
In other words, you had.
I never knew them.
Yeah, you had a brother and sister that died before you.
Yeah, before I was born.
Yeah, and their names were Catherine.
Catherine and Roman.
Yes. And whether the circumstances of their death.
Well, I think the Roman, I think, had what they called Wright's disease. I don't know what you'd name that now, but that's what it was. And about Catherine, I don't know what she died. I never, I just don't remember her.
But they died before you came along?
Before I came along, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll be darned.
Yeah, they died. We had 7 children.
Yeah. Oh, I never. This is the first time I've ever heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we never did talk about my family too much.
Yeah. Okay.
Only grandpa about his and mine. Yeah. And Alois died.
How?
He'd been in the World War I, and he contracted a goiter. And one of the doctors, I don't know if I should say this,
Yeah, go ahead.
doctors in the service, there was always a bunch of the doctors in that World War I service, they all are. And he contracted a goiter, and they operated on him, and they cut the thyroid gland. And he died just by inches, see, just naturally died away.
Yeah.
So, and he was born, or Rita was born, oh, wait a minute.
Now you're talking about Rita, your daughter.
My daughter, Rita. Rita was born on the 2nd, or she's the 2nd of January, and then her
20th.
20th. Yeah. So let me see about that.
When did Al die?
Al died the
Did he die before?
Yeah, he died before I was married.
No.
So,
I thought he died before Rita was born.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Didn't he die that winter?
Yeah, and it was so, we had so much snow and everything that the hearse froze up while it was at the church, or before it started out, it froze up and they had to send back and get another hearse.
Yeah.
That was
Weren't you carrying Rita when Al died?
Yeah.
Well, Rita was born in 1924, January 1924.
And in 24, and then, they died, and she died then. She was only, no, I'm thinking of Jim, when he was born.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about your mother.
I don't know too much about Mom.
Okay. Well, let me ask you: did you ever meet her parents?
No.
Why?
I met her sisters.
Yeah.
And them, but I never met her parents that I remember.
Yeah. How old were you?
She had a sister by the name of Niblick, and they lived in Decatur, and he was president of the bank at Decatur, Uncle Will Niblick, and he wore his hair long on his shoulder like this, and he wore a big hat like a Buffalo Bill. Yeah. And
what was that sister's name?
Christine.
Yeah. Okay.
Christine Niblick.
Okay. Now that was one of your mother's sisters. Now, did she have any other sisters?
No, not that I know of. No.
Did
I
she
don't
have
remember.
any brothers?
No, not that I know of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember any of them.
Yeah. But you don't remember ever meeting her mother or father?
Oh,
In
no.
other words, your grandmother or
No,
grandfather?
no, she might have been from Germany too, for all I know. I don't
Yeah.
know about where she came from or anything, but I know that her sister and everything lived in Decatur,
Yeah.
and that's where all her relatives and everything lived,
Yeah.
in Decatur.
All right. And let's talk about your father now.
Yeah,
Did he have brothers and sisters?
must have had them over in Germany, but I never met any.
Then you never saw his parents?
No,
either?
never saw his parents or any. No.
In other words, you never knew or saw any of your grandparents?
Never did.
I'll be darned. That's unusual, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At least you see one set of them.
Yeah.
Set of them. But I didn't. See,
Uh,
I was pretty young then, you know.
you were the youngest of the family.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm the baby. I'm
And,
the baby of the family.
But you don't have any idea how old you were when your mother had you. You don't know whether she was 30 or 40 or...
I haven't any idea. I don't know when they were married or where they were married or anything, see.
You don't know where they were married?
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
No, I don't know where they were married or anything.
Did your mother die young?
No, not too young. I think she was around between 50, 55, or 60 or something like that.
Yeah. And how old were you?
I was, I think, around, I think I had a job and was working, or else I was still going to commercial high school. I don't remember.
When your mother died?
Yeah.
So if she was 60 and you were 20, then she must have been about 40 when you were born.
Well, she
Yeah.
could have been. Yeah.
Since you were the last one.
Yeah, I was the last one,
Yeah.
because she had 6 before me.
Yeah.
See, I was the 7th.
But your father had no brothers or sisters that you...
No.
That you never met a one?
Never met any of them.
Yeah.
Don't know them. They must have been all in Germany, because I remember the kids talking, I think, about him. Well, I ain't going to say that, about him. What do you call that? Escaping Germany or something?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
For what reason?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, see. Now that's been so long ago, dang, I just can't remember that. And I was pretty young at that time.
Well, tell me what it was like in your house. What's the first thing you remember?
Oh, gosh, I don't even remember that much.
You remember Christmas, maybe?
Oh, yeah, Christmas, yeah.
Tell me what happened at Christmas time in your house when you were a little
We lived in a
girl.
house that had that, you had what you call a sitting room, you know what I mean, a parlor.
Mhm.
You know what those parlors
Yeah.
are. And off of those parlors there was a room, we call it the front bedroom.
Uh-huh.
And then then the next room was what we called a sitting room. That's where the hard coal burner was, you know. And we used to sit around that. And there was hard coal stoves, had what do you call kind of plates or something on them on the side there to make them look fancy.
Grill,
We sit there with our feet up there, and watch the coal burner and everything. And then at Christmas time, they'd take our toys and things, and they'd hide them under that bed in the front bedroom, what they call it. You'd close the doors, and that was never opened, and I could never go in there. And then we had some friends by the name of Mary Reinhardt, and she was my godmother, and she used to play with what we call Chris Kegel, and she was dressed like an angel, and she had a sister, and she and her sister, they'd come over that night, Christmas Eve, and they'd ring the little bell, we'd hear her coming. I said, I'd just about jump out of my pants when I heard her coming, you know what I mean, because I'd scared to death.
Yeah.
And she would never talk, would never say a word or anything, see, and then they'd hand her this gifts to give us, and then she'd shake hands with us and go out the front door and go away again. So that was the way we got our Christmas. I was only the smallest one, to get the Christmas presents and everything, because the other Al was too big, and Joe and all of them were too big.
Did you have a crib or a tree at that?
We had a crib.
Yeah.
And Grandpa made the crib.
Uh-huh.
He made it. He made a house, and everything in there. We had the crib.
Did he carve the little statues too?
No. He didn't do anything with the statues,
Yeah.
but he made the crib.
Now, did they have a Christmas tree too?
No, we didn't have any Christmas tree.
Yeah.
We didn't have no Christmas tree. Maybe we did towards the end there. I remember of candles we had to watch them so close, because we didn't have electric things. We had to watch candles, but then I don't remember what kind of a tree it was or anything. I don't remember much about it. The only thing I remember of is the crib. Yeah.
All right. When you were growing up, what did your father do for a living?
My father worked at Ryan Smith and Simonson's. What do you call it? They make window frames and cabinets, things like that. He worked there.
What was his job?
Making cabinets and making window frames and things like that.
He was a carpenter.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's maybe a special carpenter for some reason, not just a plain carpenter. I don't know. Something like that. Of course, I was too young, Dave, to remember all that stuff. It didn't sink in with me. I didn't care what my father did or anything. You know how that goes. Now, if I'd be interested in what he was doing, but not when I'm not that young.
What did your mother do while your father worked?
She stayed home.
Did she?
Yeah. She had a man who used to come in from the country, and you know how these old farmers are. He was an old Dutch farmer, and he'd come in and bring us eggs and meat when they butchered, butter, and all kinds of stuff like that. And my mom would bake on Saturdays. She would bake what do you call it now? Graham bread. We never could get the recipe from her. Tried. She would never give that recipe to anybody. And of course, after she died, and my sister, she tried to, bake that bread, but it was never like what Mom had. But we could never get that from her. And that bread was the best stuff. And she'd bake that. Then she'd bake coffee cake and all that stuff, for Sunday. Never bake anything on Sunday. How those old settlers, they never did. They never thought of making pies or anything on Sunday. Everything was done on Saturday, see. And we used to, and then have children used to come over, Charlie, and of course Joe, he, after he had graduated from high school and everything, he went to South Bend to work for the Pennzoil Company, for Mr. Guilford, the Pennzoil Company. And of course he married down there, and we never saw too much of him. And then from there, I think they went to New York, and that's where he died and everything there in New York. And we never did see much of him. And then Charlie lived in the same block with us, and he worked at the New Sentinel in Fort Wayne.
Doing what?
I think he was a bookkeeper or whatever, something like that, yeah. And Alois, of course, was dead, he died there after World War I. And she worked at a garment factory, Pollock Brothers, for the garment factory. And then she contracted a sore on her lip, on her tongue. And he went to the doctor and found out it was cancer. And of course, that's what she died of. She died in 1950, and Peg graduated from nursing in 1950, and Tom graduated from college in 1950. That all happened in 1950. Yeah, so that's the way that happened.
Go ahead.
Mom and Dad died, and Mom died. We just never. I don't know. I never heard, but I suppose maybe Ann knew. She's my older sister, you know, and I imagine that she knew. But Mom contracted something what we probably would call now, or we would call what do you call it? Not diphtheria, but not pneumonia. No, the other one. Irene Byron Hospital, tuberculosis. She had a cough, and you know, she mucus and everything up there, and they never could figure out what it was. So, well, we think maybe it was. We talked later on about it. It might have been cancer. And of course, the doctors at that time didn't know anything about it. See, and Dad, he wasn't sick very long till he died. But my mother was thin, and Dad was thin, and Dad worked after he quit the factory. He went and wanted to work and do something, so he worked on the railroad crossing. And after I got married and we had the kids and everything, Dad and I used to take the kids over there and go get him and take him home, see, after the trains were all past and he was off there. You know, they used to think that was the biggest thing to watch those trains go past. So that's what he did towards the end. And they were both pretty old and pretty feeble when they died.
How old would you say they were?
Oh, I think Mother was around 66 when she died, and Dad was maybe a year or two.
Old and feeble?
Well, at that time, you know, she was old and feeble. See, she was just thin, you know, and didn't have much strength or anything. Now you just say she's your prime of life. You know, we tell that about the prime of life. But then at that time, I think it was there. So, and Dad, he just died. I don't know whether he died. I didn't know anything about a heart attack or anything like that, see? So I can't tell you just what he died of.
Yeah, I'll be there. What did your mother look like?
Oh, she was short, kind of short and thin, real thin.
Long-legged,
Oh, no.
full-chested?
No.
What color hair?
Wait a minute, I'll tell you, see if I can find somebody that she looks like. Oh, she looked like Bea Hammonsberger. Maybe not quite as big a bone as she has. I'm just a small bone woman, see. And Grandpa was tall and broad-shouldered, real broad-shouldered he had. And he had broad shoulders. But he wasn't fat either. He wasn't either.
Was he tall?
Yeah, he was tall.
How did he wear his hair?
Well, what he had, he just combed straight down.
Was he?
And then when they'd get long, they'd curl up in the back. It's the little curls around the back, you know. We'd always say, Dad, you got about time to get a haircut, you know. Your hair's curling at the bottom. But they were inclined to be curly anyhow, see, and that's when it got a little long, why. It was curly. Oh.
What was life like in your house? I mean,
Very strict.
in what way?
Well, I never went out with fellas very much, you know, but until I got a job and worked. And then we'd go out, and then there was always a bunch of us together. And we used to have, I used to go to our bunch of women that we went around with there. We used to have what we call mock weddings. And sometime I'd be the groom. Next time I maybe be the bridesmaid or something like that, you know. And we'd have our pictures taken, and then we'd go there for supper, and just regular good times, but more like they do now.
Yeah.
But we used to just have all kinds of fun.
This mock wedding were all girls?
Yeah, all women. We were all women.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all married women. But we used to have more fun. I know one night I went with a red flannel nightgown and an old pair of slippers, and what was it? And what was it? I forget now what it was. What kind of thing it was, but we had a lot of fun there. But the kids don't do it nowadays at all like that. Of course, that's natural. But
How
yeah.
about? Go ahead.
Yeah.
How
What? No.
how about what was the religious tone of the
Oh,
church or
very
the
strict.
house?
Very strict. I'll tell you, because listen, see, on Sunday afternoon we'd have what we call vespers. We'd have instructions first, and we'd have to go to instructions, and then after that would be vespers. See, and we'd have to go to it. And my mother would go to vespers, and I would go too. See, and
Your father go to?
yeah, oh yeah. And we had a pew in church. You used to rent your pews. You rent your, and we wrote the same one every year. 79 was our number, and it was right below the pulpit. We had one of those pulpits, you know, at St. Mary's Church in Bartley. Now you were in there, weren't you, St. Mary's Church? They still got the pulpit. Well, that's where, and our pew was right down below there, number 79, and they'd auction those off. A certain Sunday, I think it was in October, and they'd auction those off. A man would stand there, you know, and say, how much for this and that, and they'd charge your dad and say, well, I'll take it the same as I had it last year. He'd take the same one, see.
How much would he pay then?
I think it was around 60 or 70 or 80 or something like that for the year, see. And then we'd all go up there in the front every Sunday, see, that same thing there. And then the nuns, you know how they were. I had the Notre Dame nuns. That's from Milwaukee. And Yobo, they were real German. They're the whole German bunch. And you'll hear the kids kid me about Henry Bogenschitz. Well, now he lived in the same block with us, you know. And then in the block before ahead of that, before you get to our block there, on Washington Street, that is before they made us get out of there until they built us Harmer School. Why, Henry Algier and a good friend of mine there, Marie Hartman, she went with him. And I went with Henry Bogenschitz. Well, we'd walk home from school together, see, and some little screwy thing, you know, jealous or something. She'd tell the nun that I was walking home with fellas, see. Well, every Sunday, just as sure as the dickens, my mother was called up there, and she'd say, because I was walking home with a fella, say, Henry Bogenschitz, and then she'd want to know what I wanted, what I was doing, and everything, Mom would, see. So then when they gave out our reports, Monsignor Echtring, you know, he was there, the priest there, and they'd give her reports, and the sister would stand in back of him and he says, report cards? I said, a report? Why, that's oh no, what do I want to say?
Deportment?
Deportment, he'd say. He said, what's the matter? What's the matter here, the sister? And she said, well, she's with the boys again. You know, and I get that every Sunday just as sure as shooting.
Yeah.
And there just wasn't nothing to it at all. And poor guy, he had to go to his house before I got to mine, see?
Yeah.
And he got all, I used to get so darn mad. But every Sunday my mother would go up there, and she'd believe the nuns before she would me, see?
Yeah.
That was the case to them.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
What was school like?
Oh, it was good.
What was the name of it?
St. Mary's. And they had a commercial course. I took that 2 years.
Let's start at the grade school. What was the grade
school?
school?
The grade school was good. It was just, we had to study English and German, see, catechism and everything like that. And it was really good. It was very strict. And all you had to do is to look crooked, and you'd get that on your report card, you know. And boy, they'd know right. He'd ask what was going on and everything. And then when we'd meet the father, Monsignor, in the yard, you know, it was a great big yard. It had a brick sidewalk and everything, brick in it. And if he'd come through there, you know, to walk through to go someplace or something, we'd see him, we'd say, oh, Glupsa Jesus Christus. You know what that is? Praise be to the Lord Jesus Christ. Every time you saw a priest or a nun, you'd have to say that. If you saw 6 nuns in the street, you'd have to say that, see? Yeah. And we'd go through there, and we'd all have to make them in genuflection for him. And, oh, my gosh. It was very strict. Now, that's all it was to it. It was just plain strict.
Were there some nuns that you remember rather fondly?
Not very fondly, no. Yeah. Good night.
Yeah.
Not very fondly. Of course, towards the last one, I got older and went to what do you call it?
Commercial school? Commercial school,
you know. You got a little older about that time. I was.
Did you go 8 grades there, and then you went to commercial?
Yeah, I went 2-year commercial course.
Yeah. Well, what was the commercial course, and who were your teachers and all
that?
Well,
algebra, shorthand, typewriting, and let's see, who was that there? And then there was a sister by the name of Sister Cecilia. she taught music. I took music for about 7 years. And boy, I used to get it from her. If I'd use the pedal wrong, boy, she'd step on my foot. Oh boy, oh boy. They were very strict, Dave, the Notre Dame nuns.
Well, what was the commercial course then? You were what? How old when you started taking that?
Well, now wait a minute. I must have been. Well, I went to school when I was 7 years old. 7, and I took 8 grades. I'd have to be 15, wouldn't I, or 16. And 2 years in course, about 18 years old. Then I started school. Started to work.
Now, did you get it? Well, that was really the equivalent of high school?
Yeah, it was my high school, college, and everything. See, that's all I got.
What year would that have been when you got out of commercial school, when you started to work?
Oh, gosh, I don't know, Ding.
You see, you were born in 1895,
5.
and you were 1902, and then we would add 8 years, 1910. It was around 1912, before World War I then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
before World War One. Yeah, because I remember the boys being gone.
Yeah. Okay, now how did you get a job getting out of commercial school at St. Mary's?
Oh, I got a job. Let me see now. How did I get that job at Corrigan Hogan? Somebody told me about it, that they wanted somebody. And I went up to see him, and I got it. And then I worked at the courthouse. I used to go back and forth to the courthouse, you know. I'd go over there and, file wills. And then when the attorneys would get into court, have a big court case, you know, they wanted papers or something from court, I'd have to take them over. And I used to always hate to go in the courtroom, see. And they used to be some heads next to me. He says, you could get in here. He says, that's why I want the papers. I want them brought into me, see. So I'd go in there. Oh, boy, I'd just scared to death to go in there. Because I was young, you know.
17, 18 years old.
Yeah, and all those attorneys in there, and the thing full of people, I didn't know. And used to have some awful cases. Of a case one time where a young girl, I think she must have been about 14 or 15, she killed her father. He was they were farmers, and she killed her father. And boy, I tell you, that was some case. And I'd always have to go over there and take things in there. And then I'd have to, over to the clerk's office, go over there. And then I'd have to go to the, now wait a minute, I'll think of it. You have it now for your real estate. You have to have the abstract office. I worked there for a while. And then I worked over there at the courthouse, and that was the last. And that's the only place I worked.
Did you take shorthand?
Yeah.
And typing?
Pittman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pittman?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what happened?
Well, and then got going with Dad.
How did you meet him?
Well, I'll tell you. He came to Wolf and Dessars in Fort Wayne to work, see, in the music department. He came from Detroit, from Crowley Miller's. And he wanted, let's see, where was he staying?
Wasn't he staying at Uncle Charlie's?
Yeah, but then, I mean, first, before he found, go to Uncle Charlie's. And somebody told him, I think, that Charlie would want a roomer, see. So he stayed with him. And he lived, Charlie lived in the same square I did, only Charlie lived up here at this end of the corner, and I lived down at this end of the corner, see. So we'd both come out of the house about the same time in the morning, go to work, Grandpa come out, I could, we'd both walk down together and everything. Finally, we played tennis. We played tennis, and we walked over there and over along the St. Joe River over in there, and Lakeside Park there is where we played tennis. And Carl always wanted to go with us, you know. He was just a little bit kid, see. And
Well, let me see. We got as far as
Carl.
you and Carl, and all of them were playing tennis. And well, what happened? You'd get down and sit on the wall.
We used to, not on the wall, we sat on a bench there. And Carl would, when we get home and everything, Carl would tell him, his father and mother, how we'd sit there and hold hands and all that stuff. You know how it was with him. And let's see. And, Grandpa lost my shoes. We were walking along the river on the way home, and he lost my shoes. He had to buy me a new pair of shoes, and we played tennis. And Carl, he had his eyes open and ears open. And the dad used to, Charlie and Nora used to go away at night, and Grandpa would be babysitter, and Carl, he's just as mean as the devil, that old kid was. He'd scream and holler, and Grandpa says, keep quiet. He says, people think I'm killing you and everything. Well, he says you are, and they guess they had quite a time and everything.
Yeah.
So that's the way it was.
How did he propose to you?
Oh, my gosh, I don't know, dang.
You were in a car or a rumble seat? Or?
No, we were sitting, I think, on the front porch in the swing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I wasn't. We didn't have any car. Mm-hmm. Dad and I didn't have a car. Yeah. So, and Grandpa didn't have any car. Charlie did, but we didn't have any car. Yeah. So,
you were sitting on a swing, and Grandpa said what?
The porch. Grandpa didn't say anything.
What, you said it?
What? No.
To get married, or?
No, I think the dad asked me to get married.
Yeah.
Then I think the next time, the next day or something, we saw Grandpa, and he asked Grandpa. Mm-hmm. Grandpa says, okay, I guess, or something. I don't remember. Yeah. You're asking me something now that happened years ago.
Yeah. Was Grandpa, was he pretty romantic as a young man?
No.
Hmm?
He never was romantic.
Really? Never brought you flowers? Or
No.
Wrote you love notes?
No.
Really?
No.
Did you write him?
No birthday presents or anything like that.
Really?
No, I never got anything like that from Grandpa.
Did you write him letters and notes?
Well, we didn't have to. We were right there in the same block and everything. We didn't have to write letters.
Yeah. Like little lovers' notes?
No, I should say not. Yeah. I still got the first one to get.
Yeah. Oh, you still got the first one to get?
Yeah.
I wouldn't wait too long.
Well, I'm not going to wait any longer.
Yeah.
No.
What did your father say? Your mother was dead by this time?
No.
Well, she was still living?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did they say?
Oh, they didn't say too much.
Yeah.
I can my aunt said more than my mother and father did.
What, your sister Ann?
Yeah, she peeked through the front window. There's two windows there on the porch, and sitting in the swing. We could see her peeking through the windows at us when we were sitting on the porch at night. She was a nosy little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much older was she than you?
Oh, let's see, she'll be
5, 10 years maybe?
Oh, yeah, she's more than that, I think. Because I was the youngest, and Charlie was old, and Joe and Al, and they were all ahead of us. So she had to be old, too. Mm-hmm. I forget just how old she was when she died.
Yeah. Well, how did you make your plans for the wedding then?
Oh, we didn't have too much. We had the dinner at home, and we had some woman. She had some woman, Ann did, to come in and cook it.
Why Ann?
Well, I don't know.
Your mother didn't make any arrangements?
No, Mom didn't make any arrangements or anything, no. Yeah. Well, Ann wasn't in favor of me getting married.
Why?
Because that would leave her alone, she said.
Mm-hmm.
See? She objected to that.
Didn't she?
And she never cared for Dad.
Yeah. Did she ever consider going out and finding someone, getting married herself, or was she against it, or?
No, and she, I think she had some chances, but I don't think she wanted to get married. Mm-hmm. But she never cared for Dad.
Why?
I don't know. She just never liked art.
You're putting me on.
No, I'm not putting you on.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how did Grandpa and Uncle Charlie get along?
Fine.
Yeah.
They did all right.
Yeah. Well, how did Art, your husband, and your father, how did they get along?
Well, they got along all right.
And your mother also?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody got
But
along.
Mom died soon after that, and she was sick, and then wasn't too long before Dad died, too.
Yeah.
So they were...
Do you remember their wake? The wake for your mother? And
Yeah, no.
was it at home?
Yes. Oh, yeah, that was all at home.
Mm-hmm. The wake was at home?
Yeah. And I remember the wake of Al's, too.
All right. Let's just talk about your mother's wake first.
I don't know. I don't remember, dang.
Yeah. Do you remember the funeral? Was it summer or winter, cold or hot?
Gee, I don't remember when Mom died.
Yeah. Where was she buried then?
in Fort Wayne,
At what cemetery?
out there at Lake Avenue.
Is it Catholic cemetery?
Yeah, Catholic cemetery.
Would that be Calvary or Holy Angels?
No, I don't know what they call it.
And your father is buried
Father's
beside?
buried there.
And
Al's
Al?
buried there.
Ann?
And Ann's buried there. There's 2 more lots there yet. But
Joe is not buried there?
No, Joe's in New York.
Hmm.
And Charlie's got his own place. He had his own place, see.
And where is he buried?
At the same cemetery with Nora. They have their own place.
The last time you were at the cemetery was probably for Ann's funeral. Charlie's funeral?
Charlie.
With the tombstone still there, the family stone?
I don't know.
On Lake Avenue?
Yeah, you go right out Lake Avenue. You know where the VA hospital is? You know where St. Jude's is? Well, you just go 1 block that way and then go out that way, Lake Avenue. It's VA hospital is on the corner.
Well, where did you and Art set up house?
Well, we lived up in an apartment on Lewis Street, up there for a while. And then from there we went to Bell Avenue. No, Bell Avenue first, isn't it? Yeah, Bell Avenue first. We lived in a duplex over on Bell Avenue. And then from there we went to an apartment on the corner of Lewis and Harmer Street. Then from there we went to where'd we go then from there? Gosh, I can't even remember. Oh, then we built our own home on Woodward Avenue, out by St. Jude's. And then from there we went to Huntington on First Street. And then from there we came down here, lived on Ferry Street, and then we bought the one on 81. Yeah.
And then here.
Yeah, and this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of moving around.
Yeah.
Gosh.
When you were moving around, which place did you like more than any other, and for what reason? In other words, did you enjoy Huntington?
Yes, very much. I liked Huntington. The people over there liked, and I liked the church and everything over there. I liked Huntington.
Anything?
We were only there 3 years.
Yeah. Did you like Fort Wayne? And
Oh yeah, I liked Fort Wayne. Yeah.
had a lot of friends there?
Yes. Yeah, a lot of friends. I always told Dad something about I wanted to go back to Fort Wayne. He says, I'll take you there and bury you there. He forgot about that, I guess.
Yeah. Tell me what it was like in your house. Did you have indoor plumbing, electricity, and everything when you were a little girl?
No, we had a house out in the backyard that was dumped every Halloween.
Dumped every Halloween?
Yeah, you know what they are.
Yeah.
And then right in front of our house, we had a fence. And every Halloween, that fence, that gate was torn off of that fence. Oh,
But when you were growing, you had no indoor plumbing.
Oh, and we used to have, you know, in the wintertime, it was so darn cold, you know, and we always had a pot on the porch. We had a back porch. We had a pot on there so we could use it at night and wouldn't have to get up and go out in the yard. There.
You didn't have one in every room?
No. No, I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe we did. I don't remember that. But I remember the one on the back porch. Remember that.
In the wintertime.
And I remember me sitting on one and cracking it. And I got a what do you call it?
Scar?
A scar here where I got that crack.
In other words, you sat on it and
I
it
sat
broke?
on it and it cracked this way and it cut me.
Was that a little embarrassing to go tell the rest of the family that you...
I didn't tell them.
Yeah. How about electricity?
Oh, we had electricity. And we finally talked my mother and Dad in to get a telephone.
For what reason?
When I got older, you know, and we started to work and everything, see, then I used to pay, you know, towards board and room and we could get the telephone.
They didn't think this was the devil's invention.
No, they didn't think it was necessary. We didn't need any telephone, see. So, but we finally talked them into telephone. And we had lights. We had lights and we had plumbing in the house. No toilet, you know what I mean? I mean, the water was that we had water in the house and all that. no toilet, but we did get a toilet later on. Yeah.
How about your neighbors? Do you remember any of the neighbors in that neighborhood when you were growing up?
Yeah.
What do you remember about them?
Well, I'll tell you, they were homes in there that they rented out rooms, and you know what that was. Don't you know what they are when they rent those rooms out and everything? Well, I mean, you know what kind of...
Nothing shady or anything.
No, but then, I mean, they were just a lot of riffraff, see?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they weren't any of my age or anything like that, see?
Mm-hmm.
So, but...
Would you have considered your family pretty religious, your mother and father?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Yeah. What was Lent? What was Lent,
Lent.
leading up to Easter? What was that like?
Lent, that was just plain fast.
Yeah.
Just plain fast.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Mom didn't cook it. We couldn't eat it, see?
Mm-hmm.
She was the one that was running the shandy there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you fasted up until...
Oh, yeah, we fasted, sure we did. And then we
Would you go to church on Wednesday night? For
oh,
Lenten
yeah,
services?
yeah.
Friday night?
And Sunday afternoons we'd have stations.
Mm-hmm.
Stations during Lent. And yeah, we always went to church. I tell you, that's why I'm so used to going to church now. It's because I was just born in me. Because we always had to go to church.
How close was the house to the church?
Oh, I would say the one on Washington Street was, I would say, about eight blocks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that then when we moved on Wayne Street, I think it was just about as much.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe $9 or something like that, yeah.
What was the
Walk all the time, every time we have to go.
what was the week like leading up to Easter when you were a little girl?
That was go to church all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You went to church all the time. Oh, yeah, you went Holy Thursday, you went to church, and you went Good Friday. We had 3 hours at Holy Friday. Now you don't.
Mm-hmm.
But we had 3 solid hours.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And Saturday?
And Saturday, yeah, we went for Saturday morning for the blessing and we don't do like we do now at night, but Saturday morning you went for the holy water and all that. And then Friday for First Friday, you had those 3 hours, and you didn't eat anything. All we had was maybe a tomato soup and crackers, and no eggs or anything like that on Good Friday. Mm-hmm. And Sister Marie Fedewa, our sister there, she thought that was terrible to think that we didn't eat that stuff there. But we told her we didn't do that on Monday Friday. Of course, now if she done it, it was all right, but she didn't think that we should go ahead and do that. We should eat. Mm-hmm. But we never did. And we'd have prunes, mm-hmm. and that's about what we'd have. We'd have tomato soup and crackers and prunes, or some kind of a dessert or something like that. I mean, but that's what we'd have on Good Friday. No milk, no eggs, no cheese.
This would be all day?
Yeah. All day.
And then Saturday, would you eat?
Saturday we'd eat, and we'd have to wait till 12 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And then at 12 o'clock, we could eat meat, mm-hmm. and have a regular dinner. Mm-hmm. Now you see, it's all taken away from you now. That's why it's hard for us to do that, I think. David was here the other day, David, and don't put that on there. That there, you ain't gonna put that on
Go
there,
ahead.
David. Yeah, and he said that they've got laymen giving out communion at his church there, and he says, I go over to the priest side. Now that kid, see, there you are. The kids are even noticing that. Yeah. Yeah, he says, I go over to the priest. He says, I don't like that idea.
Do you remember any, I'm going to ask you about some outstanding events. Tell me about World War, what do you remember about World War I?
I don't remember anything about World War I.
Do you remember collecting stuff for soap or anything like that, or buying Liberty bonds or...
Oh, Liberty bonds. I remember when, what's her name, that...
Helen Janis or Elsie Janis?
No. when, what's her name, was collecting for war bonds and was killed in an airplane
Oh,
accident.
Carol Lombard.
Carol Lombard.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Well, that was World War II.
Well,
How about World War One?
oh, gee, that's I was too young then, Andy.
You would have been 15, 16 years old.
Yeah, that's too young to remember that.
Do you remember the excitement when Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic?
Not too much.
You didn't get excited?
No, I didn't get excited. But I do remember when the Japs invaded. I remember that.
When they attacked Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, attacked Pearl Harbor. Boy,
What
I
happened
sure.
that day?
Huh?
What happened?
Well,
That
I
makes
heard
you
that.
remember that.
I heard that over radio, and I always liked this. Oh, now what is that announcer? I can still hear him say that yet.
John Daly?
No. It wasn't Daly. He's got a funny name. I can't think of it now, but I can remember him announcing that they were invaded.
Did you fear for yourself or anything?
No, I don't think so. I was just too young yet that time to know that. You know, I think you got to be 35 or 40 in order to realize those things. But I was just too young.
Do you remember the first car?
No. First car.
No.
Cars were old by the time we got one.
They weren't new stuff, huh?
There wasn't new stuff when we got one. No.
Do you remember your first radio?
Yeah, Grandpa won it at in those contests that they used to have at Philco. I remember that.
Did you enjoy radio?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. But
Well, let's talk about the kids now. Okay, who was first born? You never had any miscarriages or some that you threw away or gave up for adoption, or
no.
we want to get all the skeletons out of the closet?
Nope, nothing.
How about Jim was first born, and
Jim was first.
he would have been born in May of 1922, right?
Yeah, May. Yeah, he was born. Yeah, I remember about him. He was Dr. Cruzy was the doctor, and he wanted to go to a convention. You know, those doctors always want to go to a convention or something. See, and I was getting ready to deliver, and he had me taking tea and quinine till I was just blue in the face, see, to bring him and everything. So finally, that was all day Sunday, and finally on Monday I started, and I got there, and he took him with instruments. Now I know he didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? He didn't have. And Jim's got a mark up here. Jim, see that?
Never
It's
noticed.
just like this. There's one up there and one by his eye, just where the instrument pulled his head out, because he was just so darn sure he wanted to go to that convention. See, so that's what happened to him. And Rita,
Well, when you had okay, go ahead. Rita was born in January 24.
yeah, Rita was when she came, or was it?
It must have been the wintertime if it was January.
Oh, yeah, it was colder than the devil. I had a great big long girdle on, and I had all kinds of undergarments on, and a great big winter coat. And they got up in the hospital there, and I was looking for a room. They slapped me in the elevator and got me up to the delivery room because she was coming, see. And they had an awful time to get all those clothes off of me before it was time. Well, that's what happened with her.
You mean to say they wore girdles and
Yeah, it was long girdles. You know,
even when you were pregnant?
Yeah, didn't the big hole on the front here?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so cold that I had to dress for him, you see.
Yeah.
And I put everything on before I went to the hospital. I don't know how they got it off, but I don't care, they got it off. And then, let's see, that was Rita, and next one was Tom. Tom was born at home.
You ran out of money by that time?
I don't know, I guess he did. Ran out of money all the time. And then
What, did the doctor come, or did you have a midwife, or
I had a midwife for Tom.
who was she?
Oh, gosh. Mrs. I think it started with an H, but I can't remember it now.
That was in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, that was in Fort Wayne. And
Did she come and stay? Or?
she came and stayed right there. She was right there and everything ready to go through and everything, you see. And she had called the doctor, and he wasn't coming fast enough. and she was going to cut the cord. If he hadn't gotten there in the next 5 minutes, she was going to cut the cord herself, see?
Yeah. Even though you had a midwife, she would call a doctor.
Yeah, she'd call a doctor, see?
Yeah. How much would the doctor charge then when he got
Oh, he didn't charge much. They didn't charge much in those days, Jake. And then, let's see, Peg was right there ready to come. And had the same midwife for her. And she was, no, listen, Tom, she wasn't that way. It was Peg that she was getting ready to cut the cord. It was Peg, because she came so fast. But Tom just came natural. Yeah. And Dad, he's had about a big baby he was, about different things. He had to go down while Tom was being born. He had to go and see if the fire was all right in the basement.
What did you expect him to do?
Stay right there. Yeah, they used to kid him about that all the time. He says, well, he said the furnace needed coal.
Yeah. Were the third and the fourth, were they easier to have by this time?
Yeah, they were. Well, the first one would have been all right too, dang, if I hadn't had to push it like crazy. Like that, which I don't.
He may not have been born until June.
That's all right. Oh, yes, he'd have been born before that. Yeah. But it just, you know what I mean? They just get things to do themselves, to push things. Because Rita came quick, and Peg, she came awful quick, and of course Tom came quick too. He wasn't.
How long would you stay in bed or be confined after having a baby?
Oh, I would stay in maybe about 2 days. That is, down completely in bed. Then I'd get up certain parts of the day and then go to feed him or something like that, and put him back. And then when the kids, one of them get the measles, we'd take their beds and put them all in one room and stick them all in there one room. If one got the measles, the others would get it too. Put it all in the same room.
Did you breastfeed?
Yeah.
All of them?
Yeah.
Never had any trouble?
Yeah.
All four of them were breastfed?
Yeah. Not too long, I'd say maybe 2 or 2.5 to 3 months or something like that, see. Towards the end, Yeah. And, if one of them got the measles or well, we'd just move their beds, put them all in one room. We had 3 in one time.
Did you call on the doctors much in those days?
No, they come.
Would they?
Oh, yeah. They'd come to the house, the one that we had. So we,
What kind of kids were they growing up?
they were good kids.
Were they?
Yeah.
No trouble?
Oh, Jim, was it Jim or Tom? Who was it? Jim, I guess. Was it Jim? Caught Tom's finger in the door, and this top was just hanging up. And on Wednesday afternoon, the doctors were usually closed, so Dad stuck him in a car and drove down State Street, when we lived over north, and till he got to a doctor's office, took him up there, and the doctor sewed it on. He says, never, that says something about we didn't know whether it cut it off or not. He says, never cut those things off like that, he says. So he sewed that on. So that was one tragedy they had. And let's see, outside of that, I guess, Rita broke her foot, and Peg broke her arm. We lived in Huntington. Tom had an operation.
How old was he?
About 6 months.
For what? For what reason?
He had, I don't know if I say it right or not, Ding. I think he had what you call an interception case. There was a tumor that didn't belong there or something. See? And I think that's why he's got that trouble now. Yeah, I think that's what, that trouble. So we rushed him. Dad was out on the road, and they had to rush him to the hospital. And Sister says, I won't give you a nickel for that child's life.
Yeah.
And they operated on him. There I was all alone with that baby. By golly, a woman goes through an awful lot.
True.
You stop to think about it. Yeah.
When did you first vote?
Oh, I think it's only been the last 2 or 3 years, Ding, that I haven't voted.
When did you start, though?
I don't know.
You always voted?
Yeah. The last 2-3 times I don't care to vote because there isn't anybody that I care about voting for.
Yeah.
I'm a independent.
Yeah.
I vote for the man or nobody.
Would you ever consider yourself belonging to a party?
I suppose I did there for a while. Yeah, I suppose I was a Democrat, but after I got up and worked in Decatur and Hogan's office, he was a Democrat on one side and Harry was a Republican. And I saw so much darn dirt that I just made up my mind it was either going to be a man or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come down here and see what the party pulls in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just because the guy's a Democrat, they pull him in.
Mm-hmm.
Not me. I mean, I'm an independent, and that's it. That's the way it's going to be.
I'm going to ask you a personal question now.
Yeah.
Since you've lived, the brassiere was invented.
Oh, Lord, I don't know anything about it.
Don't you remember?
I never had anything in the first place.
You
Dave.
never wore a brassiere?
Oh yeah, I wore them, but then
But
I
when
mean,
you started out, they weren't. You talked about having the.
well, I used to wear a
complete
girdle with a brassiere on right on all together, all
Yeah,
in
but
one.
somebody came along with the idea after World War I that they could separate the two.
Well, I don't remember who that was or anything, but I always used to wear all in one girdle.
Yeah.
Then I didn't need a brassiere. See,
Yeah, every day.
that's the way I wore them all the time. It's just been lately that I just wear these, since I've gotten thinner. See, I was pretty heavy,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to wear something to strap me down. So I wear an all-in-one girdle.
Did you always consider yourself pretty healthy?
Yeah, I never went to the hospital or anything. I had to went for the kids, twice for the kids, and then and before that, I never had an operation or anything like that. Until it was like when I had to go that time, I don't know. Doc said I was out. I don't know whether I was or not. He said I was out. I said, that first time I went.
Do you consider yourself old now?
Yes.
Why?
Well, when you get to 80, I think you can say you're old.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think you can.
Most people think.
Then after that, I think you get helpless.
Oh, really?
You get sort of helpless, and then you get to be a burden. And I don't want to be a burden. I want to keep going as long as I can. I don't want to be a burden to anybody.
But you think 80 is old?
Well, I wouldn't say old. It's getting up in years, let's say. Old. No, because you're a whole lot older than I am, Dave. Gosh, look at Miss Emmonsberger.
Mm-hmm. She still plugs along.
Yeah. Yeah. I said she's got that birthday coming, the 19th.
How old?
I think she's going to be 98.
That's nice. That's a nice age.
Yeah, but she's got somebody to take care of her and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And live with and everything,
Yeah.
even after her husband's gone, see?
Yeah. Have you been lonesome the last 6 months?
Yeah, I get lonesome every once in a while. I get to thinking about things. And when I go home to your house and Grandpa is with me, you know. And and I know how much he thought of the kids. And now this coming up for you, going for mayor, he'd have just been thrilled to death. And what was that other thing the other day? And I sit here and I think, I must tell Grandpa that.
Yeah.
You know, just say, well, he'll be home pretty soon. I'll tell him that.
Yeah.
I just can't get past that. I can't get past that.
I think there's a lot to that.
Because it don't make any difference what I touch or what I do or anything. It's reminded of him.
Yeah.
And I'm not the only one, of course. And then I think, oh, well, gee, look how long Mrs. Hetmansburg's been without her husband.
Yeah.
And look how long this woman's been without her husband and everything. And, you can kind of console yourself, but at the same time, it makes you feel bad. And it's so bad as the table. I sit there all alone and eat.
Yeah.
So I come in here